Hello everyone, this is Pico Entertainment and we are back again. I'm just going to do another quick review and breakdown of the recent second trailer for the Coming to America sequel. You can catch up on my review of the first trailer and I will leave that in the link within the description and also at the link at the end of this video. And just for a quick recap, my overall thoughts were generally positive about it. I think, yes, it was very much more of a nostalgia trip, very much showing us a recreation of the famous scenes that made us love the original so much. Not much in terms of plot or story, but overall I had a very much of a positive feeling towards it. Now we get this second trailer and yes, it's a very good strategy by the producers here, because this trailer does give us more details of the plot and the story and where the film's narrative generally will be heading. So just in case you didn't know, the setup for the sequel is that Prince Akeem has discovered that he's got a son who of course is the natural heir to Zamunda, so he has to go to America to try and find him, and of course Sammy, played by Arsenio Hall, will accompany him on the journey to find the son. So when we go to this trailer here, we see first of all that Akeem has discovered the location of his son, who is named Lavelle, I believe, and is played by actor Jermaine Fowler. If you know any more details about his credentials, let me know in the comments. But we see in the early couple of scenes where Akeem comes across Lavelle and they go to his house and they meet his mother. Of course, this is the woman who we assume Akeem hooked up with in order to have the son, and it's implied later on in the trailer that of course Akeem managed to hook up with this woman before he met Lisa, if you remember from the original, because that's the one thing we're all curious about, is how exactly does he have a son and he didn't know about it. How come Lisa or his father didn't know about them before, but they've recently come to his discovery now? So I'm pretty sure we'll get more details on that within the movie when we go to watch it. But the mother is played by Leslie Jones, of course, if you know her from the Ghostbusters remake back in 2016. And of course initially they're questioning who is Akeem and who are these people visiting our house, and then we see that scene where Sammy drops the suitcase of money and then they're all jubilant because now they've obviously hit the jackpot. And we followed the story later where we see them going to Zamunda and we see Lavelle looking at his potentially his own kingdom and him adjusting to life, and he's meeting all the parents and the various servants around Zamunda. On here we see Leslie Jones's mother, very jubilant at the fact she's hugging everybody, very smiley, obviously happy that they've got the keys, if you like, to this kingdom of Zamunda. So just very good humorous scenes on here, very bright. Again, the Zamunda kingdom looks very colourful, as I mentioned within the first trailer. There's no hints of any kind of drop off in terms of the budget. Visually everything looks very vibrant and colourful, so very glad about that. And we also established as well that Akeem has, I think it's 3 daughters. So there's that line that one of them states that no woman is allowed to rule over Zamunda. So for me, with my cynical head on, I think that pretty much indicates by the end of the movie that I guess one of the daughters will eventually take rulership of Zamunda. Maybe it'll be proven that Lavelle isn't the actual son of Akeem. Maybe there was some big mistake or mishap in terms of the whereabouts or the mishappenings of what was going on, and we might end the movie with one of the daughters taking on the rulership of Zamunda. I wouldn't be surprised if that plot happens. I've got nothing to base that on, but again, maybe it's just we're so sensitive now to this kind of woke agenda or feminist push. We've seen so many reboots and remakes. It wouldn't surprise me if that's the case on here, but we'll see what happens. So we get more scenes where we see the daughters training with Akeem. That's all very nice and good. The other main plot for out this film is of course the Wesley Snipes character, and we always wondered what his role would be when we saw his emergence within the first trailer. Well, it turns out he's the role of General Easy, who basically has ambitions and intentions to usurp King Akeem as the ruler of Zamunda. We see that scene where he holds up the photograph of Akeem and he's shooting through it, so he wants to basically become the next ruler. And he's very much of a wacky, crazy, zany kind of personality, and I think Wesley Snipes plays him very well. I think this might be the stand-up performance throughout the movie, along with Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall as well. I think Wesley Snipes may potentially steal this movie, because it's just humorous when we see him on there and he's just dancing through. He's got that very smile and he puts on that thick African accent. We've seen Wesley do that multiple times before in interviews as well. So this could be the stand-up performance of the movie, but we wait and see. But I think that's a bit more interesting, and I think overall, to sum up this trailer, I think it's good that we've got more hints and details of the story, and that there will be some sort of narrative. It's not just going to be a basic 1.5 to 2 hour nostalgia trip and nothing else. So at least there will be some kind of substance to it. Yes, we will get plenty of nostalgia moments, and there will be many references and homages to the original, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that too much, as long as it doesn't get away of building a new plot and story and introducing new characters. I did note as well that we did see one scene of the return of John Amos as Lisa's father. If you remember, he was one of the most funniest characters for me within the original movie, and so it's good to see him back. He'll probably just have an overall small cameo, but that's fine. I don't mind that too much, as long as he's involved in there as well. So overall, I can't really complain too much about this second trailer. It near enough has the same positive energy and vibe and colour that what we got from the first movie. So yeah, I think overall it's just going to be a crowd pleasing experience. I'm not looking for anything groundbreaking. I don't think it's looking to really build, I would say, on future storylines, on the future continuity. It's just good to see, you know, the same tone and direction and positive feeling from the original, and they're just looking to carry that over towards this movie here. You know, one thing people did question is how far in terms of the current timeline is this, because when we look at the barbershop, you know, they should all really be dead. If you think about it, they were already old in the original movie, which took place in 1988. So now that we're in 2021, they shouldn't really be alive. Now, I thought this sequel story was only going to take place maybe 4 years or 5 years after the original, but we do mention that line. I think it's said by Leslie Jones when she refers to the fact, is it Wakanda? And Akeem says that's a fictional place, and she says not to many people it's not. So that indicates that we are in the current timeline here, 2019 or 20. So yeah, that's just one thing to query, and maybe that's a small nitpick, but I think overall people will just brush that over. They won't care as long as this movie provides plenty of laughs and positivity and gives us very colourful and very appealing crazy characters, and they generate the same humour and positive feeling from the original. That I don't think you can complain too much. This sequel knows what it's doing, and I think as an audience we know exactly what it wants to do, so there's no fault in that too much. So overall, as with the first trailer, I'm very pleased with it, and overall, it's not a quintessential film for me to watch. If I do end up watching it and I enjoy it, then as long as it doesn't do anything to kind of taint the legacy of the first film, which I don't think it will do. I think it's actually going to be the other way. I think it's going to be positive reference to the first film. Then I don't think you can complain too much overall. So as with the first trailer, very pleased with how the second trailer played out, and we'll be interested to see where the story goes in terms of the newer characters involved. So those are my thoughts and feelings on the second trailer for the Coming to America sequel. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you enjoying this? Do you think it will hold up well in comparison to the original? Do you think there might be a situation where it could be superior to the original, or do you think it will just be a disappointment and make us all hate another remake or reboot again? But just let me know what you think in the comments below. Please also hit those like and subscribe buttons and notifications so you can get more high quality content from me in the future. But that's it for now on a review of the second trailer for Coming to America. Take care of yourselves, stay at safe distances, and I will see you very, very soon.